If you're new here, I'm the Classic Farmer, and this week, the 390 behind me here is getting all its little niggles fixed out. Everything that needed to be done to it over the past 15 years, I'm fixing them now. It's getting new glass in the windows, the starting issues are being fixed, and I'm adding a couple little extras that maybe you weren't expecting to add, but I'm adding them in anyway. On top of that, I just got delivered this. Now, if you want to know what's in this package, you're going to have to stick around for a while, but I promise you, it's worth the wait. You're not going to actually believe what this is and just how little it can be got for. I've seen the gasket is missing off the exhaust here. Either that or it's burned through. So we're going to take this muffler off. Hopefully these will screw. They don't look like it, but we're going to give it a go. Put a new gasket in there because it's covering everything in here in soot. That's not so good. That's better looking. Had to get two new studs. I took the old ones out, but the threads were terrible on them, so two new studs in the exhaust, new gasket, and we made a bracket for the far side because the bracket was actually missing to hold the far side of the muffler. One problem fixed, on to the next one. Right then, the new heater plug is in. Yeah, you can, oh, let me see if you can see it. You can just about see it poking in there. We'll get it tested when I get the battery cables finished off. The way we cleaned the threads up in the hole was we took this old heater plug and we cut 4 tracks in it at an equal spacing with the angle grinder. And what that does is it essentially made this old plug into a tap, so any of the metal shavings can escape down the tracks. And as I screwed this in, it cleaned up the old threads and left us so that we could put the new heater plug in without any big issues. So this is the isolator switch that was on it. I think this also had a lot to play in the starting issues, but just to be safe, we've pulled this out. We've got a big beefy isolator switch in, and there was one cable that had been done with fine cord copper strands instead of thick cord ones. We've replaced it. It was down in there. It was going from the isolator back to the chassis. I think it wasn't able to draw enough current. I think everything mixed together was sort of partly giving us our problems. I wonder, is that the problem with the alternator? I wonder, is that shorting out? I think these 3 here are meant to be to do with the charging, and this one is the signal. So we'll strip that off and have a little look and see if we can insulate that cable. Give it a clean up, put it back on, see if it makes any difference to the rev counter. Right then, new heater plug's in, battery's in and the new wiring's in. So let's test, see if the heater plug is going to work. Yes, perfect. That's good. Heater plug's working. On to the next little problem. Right, let's see if we fixed this rev counter. Look at that. Perfect. And as you can see, we fixed the starting issues too. The tractor hasn't started as quick as that in its life from it came here. All those little simple things. We have a back window in the 390 for the first time in a long time, but there's something funny with it. I don't know if I've put this bottom bit on right. Anyone that has a 390 or some other Massey that has this Highline cab, let me know. This bottom one, whenever I go to close it, can you see there, it seems to want to, like, the glass almost touches the corner in here on both sides. And I think that's probably going to break if I close that. So I don't know if I've done it right. This is the way I've put the hinges on. They're going to the inside. And the little latch works because I can latch it up there into the holding position. It's just once I go to close it, it's those corners. It seems to want to contact them. I don't know. If you have a Highline, let me know. But anyway, it's amazingly how much noise putting that back window in gets rid of. Absolutely unreal how much it gets rid of. And thankfully, it's in now. So let's try not break it again. I have a door back on the 390. I've been waiting for this for 8 years. I finally have a door back on it with glass. Now the only problem is the latch isn't working. needs a new little latch mechanism on the inside, but it opens and closes using the inside handle, so that will do me just fine for now. Ah, so happy. I was at the Spring Fire Machinery Show during the week, and I can't believe the amount of people that actually recognised me or watched me and came up and said hello. It was unreal, the amount of them. But it was good chatting to everyone, and it was just great hearing what everybody's up to and actually speaking to people in person that I chat to online. Did I bust out the checkbook and buy anything big and fancy at the show? No I didn't, let's be honest. I haven't got the money for that kind of stuff. But it was good to see what the contractors are going to be using next year. But I did buy at the show though, were these. Do you know what they are? Yeah, that's right, they're CB aerials. Seeing as the 390 and the 4230 are going to be working together a lot this year, baling and wrapping and planting and things like that, I figured I might as well put in some way of talking to each other in them instead of trying to use mobiles for figuring out where we are all the time. So let's get one of these aerials onto each tractor and get a CB into each tractor and go from there. Surprisingly, when I asked the person at the stand for mirror mounts that actually had cables on them for hooking them up to a CB, they sort of laughed and thought I was joking. But no, everybody just wants to put these on for show. They're not for show. Put a CB in your tractor. Don't just play about and pretend. Who doesn't love a good whippy CB aerial? It's even red to match the Massey. And look at this for a tidy little number. That's a handy little CB mounted up in the pillar. We'll be able to chat now. The only problem is I'm going to have to get one into the International now, and I might even have to put one in the Combine. But look, we've made a start. The 390 is now on air. I've finished off all this work on the 390 by adding a period correct radio, just so we can have that little bit of comfort and listen to something on it for a change. I mean, the Perkins is lovely music, but a radio. Everybody needs a radio in their cab, right? I did buy something else at the show. I bought some of these Kennedy's sausages and bacon, and oh my goodness, are they good. It's possibly the best bacon and sausages I've ever tasted. The sausages are unreal, and I got some middle bacon and some back bacon as well. Oh, the middle bacon is absolutely brilliant. So fair play, Kennedy's, you make a really good product. So, what's in this mystery packet? Well, now that I'm going full-time farming, I sort of have to take things a little bit more seriously. I'm going to have to pay more attention to legislation. I'm going to have to watch my buffer zones, try and keep a handle on my fertilizer cost, and definitely try not miss strips when I'm spraying. With that in mind, I needed a GPS. So, me being me, I decided I'm going to put together my own GPS using a receiver and just a random tablet. I started pricing that out, and as I was pricing that out, I came across a company called tractorgps.co.uk. The actual website is tractor-gps.co.uk, but if you look up either of those, I'm sure you'll find them. Now, whenever I found their unit, it was coming in at about the same cost as me buying a tablet, using a free app, and buying a GPS receiver. So I reached out to them, told them that I was in the market for a budget GPS that I could use on my vintage tractors to try and bring them a little bit further forward without breaking the bank. Because let's face it, I don't want to spend $5 grand on a GPS, but £400, I could stretch that far. Now luckily, they said, no need, we'll send you over a demo unit, try it out, put it up, and let us know how you get on. So here we have it. I've got a demo unit out from tractorgps.co.uk, and I've got a feeling that this will be a farmer's friend. I mean, £400 for a GPS unit for spreading fertilizer or spraying simple little things like that. Can you really afford not to have it? Anyway, let's get this open, get a look, and see what's inside it. Alright, I've been itching to open this since it arrived, so let's get it open and see what's inside. Oh wow, it's a pretty sturdy box. That's nicely presented. So there's the box that comes. That's the website. Let's open up this, see what's inside it. What we've got here. It's just the details of the company. Instructions. Got a better look at them in a while. What's this? Looks like the screen. That's the screen. That's nicely packed. There's your screen. That must be the lead that goes to your receiver. That's really cool. What else we got in this box? Get your suction mount, power cable, clamp for your GPS, and your USB lead. That's everything that's in the first box. Second box. What have we got in here? Oh, this is your receiver. So that's your GPS receiver. It's a GNSS receiver. Nice size, pretty sturdy. Bottom of the box we have our cable to link the receiver up to the screen, and then a magnetic mount and a standoff. So the thing I'm going to enjoy about this is the fact that it's a magnetic mount and it's so easy to move between tractors. I'm going to use this to move between the different vintage tractors so that I can move it from one tractor to the other easily. This looks like it's going to do the job absolutely perfectly. I'm going to have a play with this later on, get it powered up and see where we go from there. But for now, that's what came in the box. Looks pretty good. Can't wait to get further with it. There you have it. That's another week in the farm over. So did you go to any of the machinery shows? What do you think? Is gear just getting too expensive and too dear for the normal person to run with? Or is it just the way things are going and we all have to get bigger and suck it up and earn more money and buy more expensive machinery? I don't know. I'd love to have seen more smaller stuff at the shows, or even some of the cheaper tractors at the shows, but oh hey, I guess that's not the clientele that are going. Anyway, have another good week in the farm. I hope you had a good week too, and I'll see you next week.